Hello, it's Polish Paul VR, welcome to the channel. We are here today to do another episode of PlayStation VR2 Showcase, my weekly show in which we're looking at all the upcoming PlayStation VR2 games. You can see same game in multiple episodes, but it's always going to be a new footage. All of the games, apart from one, are confirmed for PSVR2 in today's episode, and the one might be coming, maybe. So, with that out of the way, let's get started, let's get going. And the first game I want to start from is Project Wingman, returning to the show, but with bit different trailer. So this is the launch trailer for PC. PSVR trailer don't exist yet, but we know the game is coming to PlayStation VR2 because PlayStation blog Germany accidentally revealed it. Them blogs are right months in advance sometimes, so that's how they've been able to reveal it. Now we're just waiting for the reveal from the developer, and of course we're waiting for some PSVR2 footage, but I can tell you now I own this game on the PC and it's absolutely fantastic experience. If you love Ace Combat in virtual reality, but maybe those 3 missions wasn't enough for you, then this is your Ace Combat but full game with 20 plus missions, plus loads and loads of other content that the developers added after the release of the game. Feels great, plays great, looks great, so I hope PSVR2 version gonna be as good as the PC. The only difference between that and Ace Combat, let's say, in VR is that the cockpit on your plane feels a bit more static, but hey, who cares, it's still amazing game. Okay, moving on to another game, and it's Peaky Blinders, coming to you from the same studio that brought to you Doctor Who, and that was for PlayStation VR2. Now Peaky Blinders currently is out on the Quest platforms, well, Quest 2, let's say, but the CEO of the studio on Twitter replied to somebody asking about other platforms, and he said yes, it's coming. And also it will be coming to PlayStation VR2. It's based on another very popular UK series. So that's what the studio did with Doctor Who, a popular UK series. And that's what they're doing with Peaky Blinders. Okay, let's move on to the another game. And this is Hubris, returning to the show, but with bit different footage. Been in the development, it seems like forever, because originally I think it's meant to come out to PSVR1 even, but those graphics now we know pretty much wasn't possible for the developer maybe to achieve. I don't know what's happening with PSVR2 version. All I know, it's not happening now, but the game will be coming to PlayStation VR2. Now, when the game first released on the PC, there was few issues maybe some people had with shooting and also with AI and how it reacts to combat, but it's all been changed and updated, so it feels more, let's say, realistic. And of course, graphics, as you can see on the screen, feels very realistic already. Okay, moving on to another game, and this is yet another title that seems to be in the development since forever. And I'm talking here about Undead Citadel from the developer Dark Curry. Now, it took so long because the studio saying, listen, it's going to be ready when it's ready. They was spent, I think, a lot of time working on PSVR1 version, which of course won't be happening now, but the game will be coming to PSVR2. But what is going to happen with this game is that the PC version will release first on Steam, and then at some point, sometime after, they will bring us PlayStation VR2 version. Okay, moving on to another games, and this is Requisition VR. Let's talk a bit about some horror games for PlayStation VR2. Seems to be a lot of them, but this is yet another one. In Requisition, you get in, basically, you can create a lot of crazy weapons if you want to. So this game returns to the show. You are fighting zombies, so this is another zombie game for PSVR2. But hey, we used to those already. Also, I said returning to the show, and actually I didn't actually feature this game in this show yet, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm getting confused now because I'm tired. So basically, by the description of the game, it is an action survival shooter designed specifically for VR with insane crafting mechanics and the ability to make traps to fight hordes of zombies. Become a survivor of zombie outbreak in a single or 4-player co-op mode to stay alive in a apocalyptic world. For me, I think the single player I always appreciate it, so I don't like playing online. Sometimes simply I just don't have time. I like to press pause every now and then, something what I cannot do online. It's the days when I had a lot of time to play games are long gone, so I always appreciate, even though the game is online, I appreciate when it supports the offline as well. Now speaking about, I meant single player, let's talk about another multiplayer. And here you have the latest footage from Firewall Ultra. This is the footage what the developer released to various gaming outlets. What done report about the game. Now, this past week, many of outlets had a chance to have hands-on with Firewall Ultra. And everyone's impressions so far are pretty cool. They saying how good this game is. The gameplay that got released is like, let's say, compilation of short clips from the game, what you can see playing in the background. Now, I know I read in my comments, I don't have time to reply to everyone, but I know I can see you, and I've had some comments, first of all, about manual reloading, because the game only supports button press reloading, so you cannot do it manually. And this is basically to give everyone same chance. Now, it's something what Firewall 0 Hour players got used to, because of course we've had M controllers, but now we've got those cool dual sense controllers, VR Sense. People want proper manual reloading. Now, same people, not all the people. Now, to me, I trust in the studio. I know First Contact Entertainment know how to do good game, and they proved it with Firewall 0 Hour and Solaris. So, Firewall Ultra will be basically, let's say, upgraded Firewall 0 Hour. So, we're gonna have the levels from the first game, but also some new content will arrive. Now, there's another issue that people had, and this was the trailer, what they saw in the past. They saying it looked different than this footage what is here, and I don't think it is. It just was early footage of the area that is totally dark, while this footage, even though you see some dark areas, they're not as dark as in the trailer, so I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to another game. And this is Grimlord, yet another title that features this physical combat gameplay. Now, Grimlord also features some cool RPG elements in this game, and it's got quite expansive and big levels. You can also have some stealth, because you can have this Assassin's Creed style gameplay, as the game allows you to like climb around and sneak behind your enemies and just assassinate them. Let me quickly read you the description of the game. So the developer Metal Cat Studio saying Grimlord is a dark fantasy action RPG built for virtual reality. Use every type of weaponry and armaments with full customization and limitless movesets to annihilate anyone who dares to stand between you and your destiny. Now, the game is releasing on Steam first, I think, because they do in early access first, but after that it should come to PlayStation VR2. Another combat game. It's time to speak about Hellsweeper VR, and this is another game that returns to the show, coming to you from the developer Mixed Realms, who you know from Sariento VR. By the way, when it comes to Sariento VR, the developer was teasing PlayStation VR2 version. Basically, Perp Games, the publisher of the Hellsweeper, said, would anyone like to see Sariento VR on PSVR2? And lots of people did, and the developer said, okay, we heard your requests. Now, they didn't say if Sariento coming or not, but hopefully. I really like that game. Playing it with thumbsticks and better tracking would be awesome. But Hellsweeper takes everything what Sariento had to offer and let's say cranks it up to yet another level. So you still got this awesome combat, you still got this awesome jumping and free running mechanics, but now it's all even bigger and better. The game itself looking very, very nice, so I'm looking forward to that one. Now, another game I want to talk about, and this is the only game that is not 100% confirmed for PlayStation VR2, but the developer said on Twitter basically, yeah, maybe. So it might be happening, and I'm talking here about Pinball FX. Now, original Pinball FX did release on PlayStation VR1. Remember it? You had to buy the game and then some tables, and there was tons of them eventually released, and then the studio did Star Wars Pinball as well. Now the new Pinball FX, what they doing is you got like 80 tables or even over 80 tables. Now it's basically one hub for all the Pinball FX games. So you could have loads and loads of content. I really enjoyed playing Pinball FX on PlayStation VR1, so I definitely gonna look forward to PSVR2. And now to end the show, last but of course not least, is Pixel Ripped 1978, a franchise that many PSVR owners already are familiar with, because of course we've had Pixel Ripped 1989 and 1995. Speaking about Pixel Ripped 1995, that will be coming to PSVR2 as well, but another Pixel Ripped game coming to PSVR2 is Pixel Ripped 1978, and its license, they got managed to licensed by Atari and published, so they can actually explore real life gaming area. Now, I wasn't alive back then, but I did had Atari 2400 when I was kid and got many great memories playing some cool games, like, my favorite one I remember when I was only a little kid. I think Nintendo was out, NES and SNES, but I had 2400. I used to play those frogs what catch flies. I love that game. Anyway, that's Pixel Ripped 1978 coming your way. Okay, so that's it for this episode of PSVR2 Showcase. Let me know in comment section which games you're looking forward to. And from me, for now, that's it. Bye 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 bye.